Alright, so today we trying my school's food for dinner. You know, I ain't gonna lie, the dinner is not as good as the lunch, but we gonna see what it's hitting for, you know. And I've been on a diet, so I'm not really gonna be eating crazy. We got my son Angelo. I ain't gonna lie, this is my first time doing a little college vlog. Like, I never really done any vlogs outside of like my sister recording me, so it's kind of cool. We got my son KZ behind the camera. Let me know down in the comments if y'all want more content like this, like some regular day vlogs. You know, I'll definitely drop some content for y'all.
You about to do a food review for Lux Dining Hall?
Yeah. But first I need my chapstick. I can't be eating no food with my lips chapped.
First of all, do you fuck with the school food regularly, would you say?
Some of it. Like, some of it's good, I feel like. Like, the rotisserie chicken they have for lunch is good, I feel like. In my opinion. Yeah, that rotisserie chicken is so good.
Hear me out, ready?
What?
I go to the grill, get 2 grilled chickens, and I make my special sauce. Pause.
So, you know, this is my my little dorm, you know. Hold on, we gotta do the introduction. Like, you know, MTV Chris, where you like knock on the door and then. Welcome to MTV Cribs. This is Kappa Eats Home at his college campus. You know, my door, I be struggling a little bit, but this is my room. You know, we got my roommate's rug, you know, KZ. We got my closet right here. We got a nice little mirror. You know what I'm saying? Got a whole bunch of clothes. That's my roommate's stuff. And here I normally store my towels, but I think all of them is used up. I gotta clean them. Here's some shoes. And then under here we got more shoes as well. Yeah, I gotta clean up a little bit. Excuse my mess. Okay, KZ?
Yeah.
Alright, you don't gotta film this part. We could. Alright, so now we finally walking. So if any of y'all wanna come to Manhattan University, it's called Lux Dining Hall. It's in Thomas Hall. Cameraman first. So we gonna see what this food is hitting for. You know, like I said, they be lacking with dinner. Dinner's not as good as lunchtime, but hopefully they have decent items. And shout out to all the chefs, you know. Shout out to all the chefs who cook, because they have a nice little grill station where you could request for certain foods such as cheeseburgers, Philly cheesesteaks, mozzarella sticks. Are we swiping the cameraman in to get some food? Can I do 2 swipes? You're welcome. All right, the payment went through. So look, as you can see over here, we got the chefs making some pasta in a real way.
What are you doing, bro?
What you mean?
They know what you recording right now.
In a real way.
In a real way.
Oh, my fault. I skipped Jeremiah.
Nah. Don't to me.
You know, I was being a little disrespectful. You know, how you been though? I haven't talked to you in mad long.
No, I'm chilling.
You chilling? Alright, that's good. KZ, what you about to order? What you about to order?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Or the cameraman don't eat? The cameraman don't eat?
No, the cameraman do eat. But
okay. Hold on, let's go off of Jay's order. You know, I'm gonna order what the person in front of me orders. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna order what the last person in front of me ordered, so I'm gonna get exactly what Jeremiah Jones gets. You know?
Not the whole
Let's see if his order is valid. I'm gonna rate it on a scale of 1 through 10. You know, so we go into the bathroom. We gonna do a rate on the bathroom, see how clean it is.
Right.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. First things first. We gonna start off with the ceiling. You know, we got stains all on the ceiling. There's dust particles on the air ventilation, so that's not even healthy to breathe in. At least they do have the signs, employees washing, you know what I'm saying? That's required. The sink is pretty clean. The floor could be mopped, you know, but it's nothing serious. They definitely need a replacement on here. Yeah, you remember those TikTok trends where they would be like steal items?
The devious licks?
Yeah, that's what that looks like.
Yeah, I know, because I stole a lot of stuff.
Let's check the stores. Oh. It's right. It's right there. Okay. I mean, it's nothing too bad. Like, it's doable. All right, you gotta I gotta use So with chicken, sausage, mushrooms, onions, peppers, cheese, and marinara sauce.
So you say shrimp, mushroom?
Oh, no shrimp, no shrimp. Mushrooms, onions. When I told him the food order at first, he said yes, like he knew what I was talking about. But then he also asked me a second time, what do I want? You saw that, right? Like, I was that confused. I'm like, because I was thinking in my head, how do like chefs or like waiters because you know how they be memorizing the order? I thought he was one of those. All right, here we have my friend's order, and I added, I think this is Parmesan cheese. It's not grated, it's like regular Parmesan, so we're gonna see what it's hitting for. It's not bad for school food. The marinara sauce is sweet. The Parmesan cheese is cold because it's been sitting out or whatever, but it's cool. There's a decent amount of flavors in here. I'll give this like a 6 out of 10. All right, here we have their pizza. We have 4 slices. We have an Alfredo slice, a marinara cheese slice, a sausage slice, and I'm assuming a buffalo chicken slice. We're gonna see what it's hitting for. So we're gonna start off with this Alfredo slice.
Yum, 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 yum.
I don't know, this is good.
Yum, yum, yum.
You know, very cheesy. The dough isn't too hard or anything. It's a good consistency, and the Alfredo sauce is very good. Nothing is overpowering anything, and the flavors, like the ratio, everything is balanced. Yeah, this is very good. And let's get a crust test. There was a little crunch in the beginning. It's not bad. Crust, 5.5 out of 10. All right, next we have the regular cheese slice. This is kind of bad. You know, Olive Garden and how you have the kids menu, like you can make your own pizza.
Yeah.
That's what this tastes like. Alfredo slice definitely has more flavor. The marinara sauce isn't really standing out to me. The cheese isn't all that. As you can see, they're skimping out on the cheese. Like, we basically have a crust of marinara sauce. Like, what's going on? We have 2 double crusts, you know what I'm saying? And then the crust on this isn't as crunchy. I'll give this one a 4 out of 10. Black in flavor and etc. Alright, hopefully the sausage slice is better. Okay, we have a decent amount of sausage. They could have added more at the top right here, but they put a decent amount near the bottom. Let's see what it's hitting for. Flavor's there, but I don't like the texture at all. You know, I like the flavor on this. I just don't like the texture. The dough is very chewy, and it just feels kind of raw. But I do like the flavor from the sausage.
Of course you do.
Alright, let's try this crust. Yeah, it just tastes like the cheap dough from like Pizzeria Uno when you can make your own pizza, or like Olive Garden. I'm not really jacking that. Next we have this buffalo chicken. I never had buffalo chicken, but I know they normally add ranch. But let's see. Whoever made this pizza needs their job revoked. That's not it. You know, the chicken is flavorless. And why is each piece of chicken clumped on top of each other? Why? Like, spread it around, you know what I'm saying? That's basically like 2 bites of chicken and then the rest is regular cheese pizza. And as you can see, tomato sauce is very dried out. This looks like a beach shore. This looks like the beach. You see how like the waves of the ocean is coming onto the sand? I don't like this at all. You know, this one gets a 0 out of 10. I don't even know if I rated this one. This one, I'll give this one like 6.5. Or no. Texture was disgusting. This one gets like a 4.5 out of 10. This one gets a 0. Worst of them all. All right, so for the next item, we have, I took pictures because I was gonna forget, but we got butter chicken, basmati rice. Next, we have dal and spinach coconut curry, and then we got naan bread to go with it. You know, this is my first time eating Indian food, so we gonna see how it is, you know, and I got a side of seltzer water. Fizz up to par, you know. All right, so we gonna try this butter chicken. I've been meaning to try butter chicken for a minute, and I've been seeing on TikTok a lot of people eat butter chicken with their pizza, so we might have to test that out. But here we have the butter chicken. That's actually pretty good. The chicken is very tender, juicy. I wish it had a little more seasoning. Like, I do taste the curry and I can tell they have tomato paste in here, but I wish I had a little bit more salt and pepper. But it's okay. Let's try this rice. I never had this type of rice before. I like the texture on this. Now it's different. That rice is different. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of dry and sticky at the same time, but it's not like unedible, if that makes sense. Next we got these peas. I'm a little scared for this one. I'm gonna eat it with the rice. It's pretty good. This definitely tastes like, out of everything I've eaten, this tastes like the most homemade for sure. It's a decent plate. Let me try everything all together. You gotta eat this separately. The peas have such a bold and neutral taste. It just overpowers everything. You don't even taste anything else. I don't even want to try it with the naan bread. I feel like that's gonna be too much. I'll give this plate 6.5 out of 10, but for school food, I'll give it like a 7.5. Just for it tasting very homemade and tasting very, like, you know, fresh. This was pretty good. Alright, so the last regular food items, we got a bacon, egg, and cheese, and a bacon cheeseburger with fries. Alright, good. And now we could do a picture with all the food. Alright, so here we have the burgers, fries, bacon, egg, and cheese. So we're gonna try a fry first. And we got their special sauce. I don't know what this consists of, but hopefully it's good. Definitely a frozen fry. Been in the freezer for like a few months. Very dry on the inside, pretty crispy on the outside, but I don't really like it. The sauce, a lot of mayonnaise. I could taste a lot of mayonnaise. They definitely use a mayonnaise base. Too much mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is really standing out. And ketchup, obviously, relish. I don't know what else they put in there, but too much mayonnaise and ketchup. We have a bacon cheeseburger. Hefty amount of bacon. You know, I've been on a diet, but this is a little pass for the video. I mean,
reminding you of before diet?
Yes. I used to eat like this before my diet, you know. I'm a changed man now. It's very good. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I really wanna drift away from eating bacon because pork isn't really healthy for you. But just something about it, it just adds on that extra flavor, you know. Very succulent, salty, fatty, juicy. Like it just adds flavors that need to be there, like it's necessary. Let's get another bite, you know. Pause. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was so pause. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you had to see that. But burger isn't really seasoned, but it's a bacon cheeseburger, so you know.
The calories gonna be there.
Calories gonna be there, but if you want that flavor, you gonna have to take that risk. The fries was nasty. The fries get like 0 out of 10. They were seasoned well though. I'll give them that. But texture, I feel like texture matters more than flavor. It'll get a 0 out of 10. The bacon cheeseburger, it could have been better, you know, if they added a little adobo, onion powder, garlic, you know, etc., etc. But no seasoning, bacon added onto it. According to my calculations, it gets a cool like 6 out of 10. So I'm calm. Let's move on to the bacon, egg, and cheese. Now, as you can see, hefty amounts of bacon. Shout out to Chef E. You know, she hooked me up. Gave a I'm gonna do this piece. This is a hefty amount of. Look how much bacon is in there. You see, a lot of delis they slack with the bacon, but this is beautiful. Like, you know, I feel like I have a connection with food. That's why I started doing my food videos. Like, you know. Let's see. This corner is looking very nice.
You good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Chef E did her big one. Chef E did her big one, you know. There's not too much to do with a bacon, egg, and cheese, but you definitely can mess it up because I've had some nasty bacon, egg, and cheeses, but this is definitely top tier. The bun. You see, not too much bread. You got that gap with the air. Very soft. It's not dry at all. I don't know what type of bread this is, but they chose the perfect type. Like, this is delicious. The egg is cooked all the way well through as I asked. Using nice American cheese, hefty amounts of bacon. It's a solid bacon, egg, and cheese. I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. It's definitely up there with some of the best bacon, egg, and cheeses you could possibly get. No cap. What I got was, I think this is like some type of cinnamon cake, and I got carrot cake, and then I got a I think it's like a vanilla cappuccino or like French cappuccino. I don't really know. I'm not a coffee connoisseur, so I don't really know the terms and definitions. But we gonna see what this is heading for. And you know, the reason I got coffee with it is because normally people drink coffee with their pastries after their dinner. So we gonna see what this is heading for. Hopefully it's not too hot. You know, this cup right here is very creamy, milky, perfect amount of flavor from the freshly brewed coffee. This is very good. This don't even really taste like coffee for real. It really just tastes like milk, but it's good though. I like it. You know, I'll definitely drink this again, but I could definitely tell there's a high amount of sugar in there. We're gonna see what the cinnamon cake is tasting like. This is definitely some type of cinnamon. We got the nice little crust. I mean, I can't really criticize this too much because it's not a fresh bakery. So, you know, I just tasted a whole bunch of additives and preservatives, and I didn't like that. It tasted very artificial. But you know, it has to be sitting there for a long period of time, so I understand that. So based on that, I'll give it like a 6. But if we're talking a real bakery, that gets a 0 out of 10. That was horrendous. Anyways, next we have the carrot cake. The presentation on this is very nice. You can see real carrots in it. You know, I could see the cinnamon in it. So we're gonna see what it's hitting for. Pass the smell test. That's good. I ain't gonna lie, that's really good. Soft, moist, doesn't taste artificial. You could taste the carrot. Good ratio of cake to carrot, to cinnamon, to nutmeg. I'll give this 7.5 out of 10.
Today we are trying Lox chicken tenders. It's very crispy. It's nice, salty, and it's really good. The only thing I would probably change about this is it's very wrinkly. The lines on it, the texture is very veiny. But other than that, the food is pretty good. I give this a 5 out of 10.
Oh, alright, so for all of y'all who heard the song in Kappa Eats, this is Smiz, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I got Smiz in the section. Look at us, he's texting. I need my wrist BBSing. Alright, so we got my boy Smiz. You know what I'm saying? Smiz 2 Extra. And he gonna review, I think this is a lemon or a pound cake.
Yeah, this pound cake. So I ain't never had it before, so this is gonna be my first honest review, my first reaction, you feel me? I gotta smell it, right? I don't really smell like nothing. I wasn't really expecting much, but alright, we're gonna try it. That's like a slick light. 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I'm so.
I like it. It's like, man.
I gotta try it since you ready.
Yeah,
to
try that.
try
Try that.
Yeah, it don't really smell like nothing.
No.
I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty good. It don't really have a taste, to be honest, which I like, cause the other one tasted mad artificial, and I didn't like that. But this tastes like kind of like homemade, like fresh.
Natural. It's not doing too much. You feel me?
Nah, yeah. Nah. I'll give this like a 7.5. 7.5, 8.
That's what you rated the carrot cake.
No, cause that was good.
So which one do you like more?
The carrot cake.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. But this is still good though. Like, this is up there. If you like pound cake, this is good for you. If you like carrot cake, that one's good for you. But this is not too bad though. It's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, so I'll give Lox 7.5 out of 10. You know, they have some good food, some bad food, but that's with every restaurant. Yeah. All the chefs, I give my big one to y'all. Y'all do very well. Y'all do very well with y'all jobs. And comment down below what other vlogs you guys would like to see, and I hope you will have a blessed day.
Just so he can fit them perky killers, rolling up that green, blowing through them swishes, he ain't had no feeling. Only thing he knew was gang bang and killing. What he cooked on that stove looked like grits, so he put his wrist in, he went straight to lids for a fitted, just so he can fit in.